In another headache for the Home Office, Suella Braverman has ordered police to investigate every theft, warning that ignoring reports of shoplifting and stolen cars, bikes or phones is completely unacceptable. The Home Secretary has set out new guidelines for forces which compel officers to pursue every crime where there is a reasonable line of inquiry. The success rates for solving burglaries and theft have fallen so low in large parts of the country that the offences have effectively been decriminalised. In the year to March, forces charged a suspect in only 2% of vehicle and bike thefts and 4% of residential burglaries. With no crime now deemed too trivial to investigate, officers will also have to follow up on CCTV footage, doorbell videos, GPS trackers and witness accounts where there's a chance of watching a criminal. By the way, on those doorbell video, we just had one of those installed, and I was just 2 weeks in Corfu. I spent about 70% of the time checking my front door. Look, there's someone walking past. What's he doing? What's he doing? Don't get one. They're an anxiety gadget, I'll tell you. This was the most extraordinary story. It was the splash, the front page, big story in the Telegraph today. The police vow to investigate thefts. You're supposed to investigate thefts. As I said this morning on the breakfast show here on TalkTV, I said, well, what next? The fire brigade are going to vow to put out fires.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going to do their job now. They won't do it, by the way, because they put in the caveat, well, we will investigate all thefts as long as we've got leads to pursue. In other words, if they haven't got any leads, they won't bother.
Now, I have to say, this is purely anecdotal, but this happened in my street earlier today. That we got a message from a guy that lives about sort of 10 doors down from me saying that he had been burgled overnight. They didn't steal anything, but we've all got those stairs that go down to the basement where the sort of old coal bit would have been, and most of us is boarded up. So somebody had got through that. He had disturbed them. They hadn't taken anything. Apparently this guy had been sat in his sort of side alley and had a beer. Anyway, the police... So the first thing, all the neighbours asked, has anybody got Ring TV footage? I was charging mine overnight, so that was really really embarrassing and mortifying.
That's the time to do it.
So I was as much use... Exactly, that's what my other half
said. The burglars are never around at night.
I'd forgotten it was charging, so that was as much use as chocolate teapot. But the police came round and they fingerprinted the can of beer, which I thought was extraordinary, given that nothing was stolen, and they've been looking at CCTV. Now, I'm sure it's far too quick for this to have come through, but I was impressed.
But
and I thought...
Technically, Daisy, no one was burgled. So the guy who went into the house didn't take anything.
Trespassing.
It's trespass, not burglary.
Yeah,
burglary
well, exactly.
is just
That's my point. So the fact that they fingerprinted, I was really astonished.
Yeah. So, well, I'd say it'd be trespass then, not burglary. But it's by the by. The point is, if they've already got CCTV footage, witness statements, doorbell footage, and they're still not going around to investigate, what more do they need? All they'll do then, they have to have the criminal come and say, it was me.
It was me.
It was me.
Hi, guys.
Arrest me.
Please
They've arbitrarily decided what crimes are beneath them.
Yeah.
Beneath their contempt, things like bike thefts, car thefts, small-time burglaries. They've decided that's beneath them. Suella Braverman's trying to get them to start investigating those crimes again. But frankly, Suella, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But it's indicative of the state of this country that the police are like, you know what, we've decided we're actually going to do our job. You know what, we've woken up today, bank holiday Monday, we've decided we're going to do our job.
This crime
we're
thing,
gonna,
we're going to fight it.
we're going to get on that. We're going to get this stuff called evidence and we're going to look at it. We've just decided.
But
Like, it's a mess.
Suella Braverman, just like on the asylum seeker crisis, she speaks as though she hasn't been part of the government that has been in charge for 13 years.
Yeah.
Like, your lot got rid of 20,000 police officers at a time when we crucially needed them.
Yeah.
OK, granted, they've pledged to have more come back, etc., etc. But she acts as if she's not the one in charge. I think this is wild. She's not committed any further resources to this plan. And it's... I feel for police officers. I know, I don't often say that. But there are good police officers there. At the end of the day, if something happens to me, I want to be able to call someone and know that they're going to turn up.
Yeah, it's true.
And I know that the majority of police officers who I've met and have worked with want to solve crimes as well, but the resources just aren't
Yeah, and Nicola's got a really good point. If you've got rid of a whole load of police officers, and I suspect quite a lot of the ones that left were probably decent, you've left with a rump, including quite a lot of bad apples. And, you know, as Mark Rowley keeps saying, he wants to get rid of a lot more, and he's got these ridiculous processes where it's almost impossible to sack a police officer because of the way that their contracts are structured. So you've got this issue where even if they say we're going to do 10,000 more, you can't magic them out of nowhere. It takes years to train up a police
officer. The government
officer.
is schizophrenic. They're going to say we need to tackle all crime more, but they're also going to say if you steal from a shop, if it's less than £500, we're not going to come in and sort it out. Like it can't be both. Either all crime is bad and we're going to try and get it all, or it's not.
Well, some crime isn't bad.
Like trespassing.
Some crime's great.
I'm going to break into your house and not steal anything tonight. See how you feel about it.
It's a nice parcel burglar. He's got a heart.
Yeah, very good.
Couldn't bring himself to steal.
You're friendly.
You're friendly.
Next door
He breaks in,
burglar.
but he doesn't make anything.
Spider-Man.
Got a cheeky smile.